Hello, good evening and welcome to Business here on Joy News Prime. I am Beverly Broom. A look at our stories now. And the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industries has urged its members to consider issuing corporate bonds to grow their business. According to the chamber, the move is the best option to raise capital to expand their business. This is coming at a time there are fears commercial banks may feel reluctant to on-lend due to the high non-performing loans. But in an interview with Joy Business, CEO of the chamber, Mark Bedu-Abuaje, entreated its members to consider corporate bonds to expand their operations.
Now we are looking at for various options of raising financing. If you look at financial architecture and of course the kind of businesses that we have, mostly they finance the activities using debt and they're going straight to the banks for loans, without looking at the other options like going to the capital market or issuing capital bonds to other organizations that have funds to invest. So I think it's a good call. The fear is that the businesses that we have here are so small and may be extremely difficult for them to issue some of these bonds. But the bigger ones with the capacity to do that, I think they should take advantage of it. Because the banks, in fact, if you look at the Bank of Ghana report, actually for as at August, credit to the private sector in real terms contracted by 21%, which means that the money that businesses are getting in real terms have gone down. So the banks are also a bit skeptical when they are giving money to these businesses because of the risk attached to some of these businesses. But if there are options of raising funding, that the grant is there and also going to the capital, even local and international, I think any business entity with a strength should consider this option very well. It's very, very good, and I think it will help them develop in their business.
Now, the Ghana Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative is calling on government to ensure strict alignment between the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources in local content regulation in mining production. According to co-chair of the initiative, Dr. Steve Manteo, Ghana made losses in the industry sector due to the inability to take advantage of the flagship One District, One Factory initiative to develop the manufacturing sector. He spoke at a stakeholders workshop on the 2020 Ghana EITI report on mining, oil and gas sector. Here's more in this report.
The 2020 GIZ report revealed that the mining and quarrying sector's share in Ghana's GDP reduced marginally by 7.8% in 2019 to 7.6% in 2020. The total volume of gold produced declined from 4.577 million ounces in 2019 to 4.023 million ounces in 2020, representing a downturn of 12%. Speaking to Joy News on the losses made over the period, co-chair of the Ghana Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, Dr. Steve Manteo, said the government must ensure an alignment across sectorial policies to help in the production of mining inputs.
The reason we are losing so much is the lack of alignment between or across sectorial policies. We have a government that has a flagship industrialization program, the One District, One Factory. And then we have, which is the One District, One Factory is being championed by the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Then we have a Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources who is also implementing a local content regulation. Through the local content regulations, we have a list of about 51 items, mining inputs, that are required to be obtained from within the Ghanaian economy. So I think government will need to begin to align the One District, One Factory with the manufacturing opportunities in the mining sector.
According to Dr. Manteo, the country must develop its manufacturing capabilities by taking advantage of the One District, One Factory initiative.
Going forward, we need to develop the manufacturing capability, taking advantage of our One District, One Factory initiative to be able to supply to the mining sector. Something as basic as activated carbon shouldn't be imported with hard currency, because all you need to produce activated carbon is palm kernel shell and coconut shell. I see no reason, because we have them in abundance in Ghana, and I see no reason why we should be importing them.
Meanwhile, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon Osei-Mensah, believes illegal mining activities also contribute to the losses made over the period. According to him, it would be necessary to curb the canker to improve the mining sector.
The fight against the illegal mining, popularly known as galamsey, it's a very difficult one. But we will not relent. We do it until we finally succeed. Fighting galamsey is like fighting black marketing. You tackle it this way, then the people will find another strategy to move to another side. So the fight is very, very difficult, but we don't think they can overpower us. Going forward, we adopt various strategies, and then we plead with the courts also to assist us.
Reporting for Joy News, Nana Boache Dankwe Yadom, Kumasi.
Now, the Association of Ghana Industries has launched the Energy Efficiency Network to help members cut energy costs amidst increasing utility tariffs. The project, being implemented with support from GIZ, uses a sustainable approach to promote energy efficiency and renewable energy. Here's a report.
The Energy Efficiency Network is the first of its kind to run from September 2023 to 2025. Currently, the network comprises 12 industries from across various sectors, but it aims to have 50 industries signed on by the end of the project. Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chum Akwabwa, revealed that the network will provide a platform for industries to improve on their energy efficiency, thereby reducing energy costs and carbon emissions.
If you appreciate where we're coming from, which is the establishment of the AGI Energy Service Center, which basically is promoting the use of renewable energy and promoting energy efficiency among our companies. And what does it mean? What it basically means is that you're more efficient in the usage of your energy to reduce energy costs. If you reduce energy costs, you reduce cost of production, and if you reduce cost of production, you become more competitive and capture a good share of the market. And the competitiveness is not just the local market, it's also the export market, both within Africa and beyond. The network is starting in Accra, but we have branches, we have sectors across the country. So we'll gradually grow it to other sectors and then to other regions of Ghana as well.
The Energy Efficiency Network is a project of the Energy Service Center of the AGI. Barbel Freya is Chief Technical Officer of AGI Energy Service Center.
We have been working on this for the last year now. We have been working the Energy Service Center at AGI. We've been there for already 4 years, up to 4 years, 4.5 years, and talking to the single industries, talking to service provider as it was in my presentation. So we are now looking at the large industry to develop role models for the remaining industry in Ghana. There are a number of many large industries here still, which we want to reach out to.
Meanwhile, Deputy Director of Renewable Energy at the Ministry of Energy, Seth Mahu, disclosed that this project aligns with government's scaling up renewable energy program. Hence, plans are underway to ensure that excess energy generated is exported to the national grid.
The government of Ghana is poised to making industrial and commercial sector of this country very competitive. We have launched the 12,000 net metered solar PV project under the Scaling Up Renewable Energy Program. Under the arrangement, any excess energy generated will be exported into the national grid. And the energy exported can be redeemed or taken back by customers under 40-60 arrangement, where the customer takes 40% of the energy and the utility takes 60%. Thus, government to be able to achieve its policy, because this presents a win-win to all of us.
The cost to operationalize the network will be financed by GIZ Ghana through their Sustainable Energy for Climate Protection project.
Now, the United Nations Resident Coordinator for Ghana, Charles Abani, has stated that Ghana needs a strategy in its green economy drive for development. According to him, green economy centered on a strong private sector participation. He believes the practice of sustainable development through the support of public and private investment is key to create infrastructure that fosters social and environmental sustainability. He was speaking at the Fidelity Bank Sustainability Conference.
In a green economy, growth in employment and income are driven by public and private investment into such economic activities, infrastructure, and assets that allow reduced carbon emissions and pollution, enhance energy and resource efficiency, as well as prevention of the loss of biodiversity and ecosystem services. Charles Abani called on other private sector players to push the agenda.
At the core of this collective agenda are the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And again, I often say knitted very closely to Africa's Agenda 2063. And now it has turned just from a call of action to an urgent call to action and all stakeholders globally. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, the beacon that guides our endeavors, emphasizes our shared responsibility to create a world of sustainable progress. The SDGs are a roadmap, a vision that encapsulates the aspirations and hopes of all nations and all peoples alike.
Deputy Director and Advisor at the SDGs Advisory of the Office of the President, Dr. Felix Adoyobo, said it is imperative that policymakers develop strategies that can help take advantage of the strength and opportunities within the space.
On digitization, the uptake of internet services and then mobile technology is providing opportunities and new ways of doing things effectively. So the unbanked population, for instance, has been significantly reduced. A lot more people have access to banking services because you don't need to physically go to the bank, you can do it via the phone. So government is looking at leveraging on technology to scale up actions on the SDGs to make sure that we are able to improve the well-being and the welfare of the Ghanaians across the country, whether in the villages, whether in the cities. We should be able to have a decent life because that is what the SDGs is all about.
Deputy Managing Director in charge of operations and support functions at Fidelity Bank, Atayebua Jan, called for more investment for green economy.
This conference was organized by Fidelity Bank as part of our strategy to contribute to the achievement of the SDGs. Fidelity feels that as a responsible organization, it is our duty, just as it is for all Ghanaians, to help drive the achievement of the SDGs. And so we dedicated a budget as part of our contribution to achieving the SDGs for the country. And that really is motivation for this conference.
Fidelity Bank said it is committed to embarking on an expanded and ambitious sustainability and social impact strategy that focuses on 3 pillars: sustainable finance, sustainable operations, and corporate social responsibility. The Fidelity Bank Sustainability Conference is the maiden edition and was under the theme Sustaining Our World, Collaborating for a Greener Future.
Now, small and medium-scale enterprises in the medical ecosystem are set to enjoy ease in accessing financial assistance following the launch of a new digital loan platform. The digital loan platform is operated by Medical Credit Fund in conjunction with Farm Access partner Cori, a prominent digital platform in Ghana. Now, through the Cori all-encompassing digital app, the MCF digital loans are disbursed. Now, speaking at the launch of the event in Accra, Medical Credit Fund Director in Ghana, Joseph Hansen Adi, explains how the fund operates.
Now, some of you will just be coming on board new, but if you're already doing mobile money payments, we'll use that for initial screening, provided you are on carry, and then we'll work with you to make sure that you yield desired benefits that may qualify you for bigger loans. If you also make sure that payments come. You know, I told you the payment, you will not feel it.
That's right.
So at 8 a.m., Amma walks in, he buys something, 50 cedis. He goes for lab, they pay by mobile payments. A portion is also what we agree with you, is used to do repayment. For you finish paying. So these are some of the differences. We said collateral. Collateral, when you bring collateral, make sure I screen you, do strong due diligence on the collateral with our lawyers and all consultants to make sure that it is right. But we've done nothing like that. Within 2 days, it depends on you. If you get your documents, we can even do it within a day for you. And I am naturally aggressive. So when it comes to loan processing, I make sure we do it fast. So digital on your experience that, and we are also customer friendly. We'll work with you to understand your needs. We'll give you an advice. If the purpose you are channeling the funds to do is not quite right for you, we'll advise you to make sure we use, and then we'll bring Safe Care in. That will also give you technical assistance. We'll also organize workshop, focus meeting, things that will make sure that your business or the health facility is running very well.
We do some more stories now, and Vodafone Ghana is far advanced with the rollout of its 4G Plus network across the country. This is a connectivity expected to benefit many small businesses with the need for voice and internet communication. Speaking to Joy Business at the sidelines of the Vodafone Business Runway, which is part of the SME Month, Chief Executive for Vodafone, Patricia Obunai, assured that Vodafone is positioning the 4G Plus to support business growth.
Vodafone Ghana received approval for its 4G Plus, expected to be an added package to the already existing 4G network. Speaking to small business owners and entrepreneurs to wrap up this year's SME Month in Accra, Chief Executive of Vodafone Ghana, Patricia Obunai, disclosed that the company is far advanced with its nationwide rollout. This is part of its commitment to small businesses in Ghana.
It's been fantastic. So we have been waiting for this for close to 4 years. And so when the NCA announced with the Ministry of Communication that they are releasing spectrum, what it means is that for the frequencies that you have, now you can use it to also roll out additional 4G. Now this means that on the same mast that we have today, I can double my capacity. So this is an industry game changer. It is core to the way we want to deliver experience, and we are really thankful to our partners, our group.
Head of SME at Vodafone Ghana, Alfred Neiser, used the opportunity to highlight some of the flagship packages for the small business sector.
One Business is one of our new products we've launched just a few weeks ago. And it's a product designed purposely for our SMEs. So this has 4 products together in one package. So you have mobile, you have a fixed line, you have your broadband as well, and you have your business online, which is a website we've designed for SMEs. So if you subscribe to this product, it solves all your communication and your internet-related issues.
The business runway under the theme Good to Great with Vodafone Innovative, Comply and Expand discussed the country's tax environment and how SMEs can navigate through it.
Now, the Center for Regional Integration in Africa has made a strong case for strategic capacity building for small and medium-scale enterprises to support intra-trade activities on the continent. Now, according to the executive director of the center, Africa must be deliberate in supporting SME space through proper regulatory framework. She was speaking at an SME conference.
Intra-African trade activities is roughly 17% compared to other regions globally. This is according to the Center for Regional Integration in Africa. According to the organization, this is a challenge facing African economic integration and development. Professor Tlu said inclusivity of SMEs is key to address these issues.
These are stumbling blocks that already prohibit somebody the access to the resources required to trade as they would want and wish to. So what we're here for really, through the Regional Integration Issues Forum, is, and by the way, I think some of you know what the RIF is meant to do. It's simply a platform, a mechanism that brings us all together to really learn more about regional integration, to learn more about continental trade. And in this year, We have convened ourselves with partners. You can't convene the RIF without partnership. So it's not Korea alone. Korea established the RIF in partnership with the African Capacity Building Foundation in 2017.
Meanwhile, Chief of Staff at the African Continental Free Trade Area, Silva Ojako, said the Secretariat is pushing hard in ensuring robust trading activities among member states.
Because it's bred in Ghana, so it meets the rules of origin. But if I go to Brazil, I bring eggs, and I'm making mayonnaise, and the eggs, I've left Nana's eggs. Now I went to Brazil and I brought eggs to make mayonnaise, and the eggs is 50% of the ingredients in the mayonnaise. That mayonnaise might not qualify under the rules of origin.
The conference brought together about 150 participants across the continent, and it was in collaboration with the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. The event was under the theme Breaking Business Barriers for AFCFTA Acceleration.
And finally, before we go, actor and CEO of Play Club Ghana, Mauli Gavo, is calling on the government to simplify the processes for young entrepreneurs looking to establish businesses in the country. Speaking in a yet-to-be-aired episode of Joy Prime's Celeb Biz, hosted by Amele Josu, Mauli Gavo stressed the challenging business landscape due to currency exchange rate fluctuation and extortion from other local authorities.
It's very strange, I won't lie. Ghana isn't very, we don't provide the kind of fertile ground that you would need to sort of come in and flourish as a business, especially as young business owners who are just trying to make it. It's not like I have unlimited money or anything. So I won't lie, Ghana is not that hospitable in that way. However, if you can find a way to persevere through those obstacles, then the business opportunities are immense and they're great. So I'm not going to lie and say, oh, it's easy, you can just breeze in and do whatever you want. But if you can just persevere, the results are amazing. I'll give you a practical example. When we started building this place, I started when dollar was 1:6. And we spent a few months building this space. I started when dollar was 1:6. When I finished building, dollar was 1:14.6. So started from 1:6, ended at 1:14.6, which means that whatever I was using to buy $10,000 back in the day, now I'm having to use more than double to buy that same $10,000, which is absolutely insane, and you wouldn't find that in a lot of places, and for the most part, usually that would cripple any business plan. I will not lie and say it was easy. It was the farthest thing from easy. Building, you have people who are fighting you, you're clashing with traditional authorities, you're clashing with all sorts of different bodies who want money from you for all sorts of different things. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you're IRED, there's nothing that's impossible. So that was more my lesson from this. It's up to whether you have that tenacity, whether you're a celebrity or not, to push forward and make it through. So we were fortunate that we didn't give up. I won't lie. For your cost to more than double when you're building something, it's very discouraging. But we managed to push through, and here we are now. We survived, and we're thriving. So we thank God.
Now, Celeb Biz is a new show that seeks to explore the entrepreneurial ventures of celebrities in Ghana and beyond. You can watch the full episode of Celeb Biz this Saturday at 5 p.m. on Joy Prime. And that's how we end business tonight. For more business news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com/business. I am Beverly Broom. Sports is next. Please stay.